But today, we're going to talk about guns.
Yes.
Defensively, CCWs. I got a ton of questions. So give us your background, and then we're going to jump right into this because I got tons of questions for you.
You got it. Well, my name's Stephen Corner. I've been in law enforcement in the Central Valley for about 10 years. I've done patrol, courts, SWAT, K-9, defensive tactics, some range stuff, of course, with all of that, and I'm currently in an investigative assignment. The reason I started Ironsight Concepts was I got my CCW when I was 21, and then being a gun guy into carrying, into shooting and shooting competitions, leading into law enforcement, all these years, for like 15 years straight, roughly, I've had family and friends constantly, weekly, almost daily, asking about CCW. Where do I get a CCW? Where do I buy a gun? What gun do I buy? What gun do you carry? You know, all these CCW.
I'm sure it never gets old, especially being the officer in the family around your friends. Like, what gun do I buy? It's oh my god.
Yeah, So it just came to the point where I was like, what do I have to do to be able to just certify my friends and family?
Yeah.
With the CCW stuff, and I looked into it, and the DOJ certs that I needed to have, and the post cert that I already have being in law enforcement, and the post range master certification, and then all the business stuff that I knew nothing about until recently, and all the red tape that
you had to jump through some hoops.
Yeah, it's
to get that going.
It's wild. It's more wild than I thought it would be, but I got all the certs that we had to have, and I have all the backup and backing that I need to have to actually run legitimate CCW courses.
Yeah.
If that answers your question.
Yeah. What why would somebody get a CCW besides like the obvious to defend yourself? But like what are the benefits of having a CCW rather than just carrying a gun and being like, oh, I'm just, it's legal, it's mine. Like, what are the benefits? Why would somebody actually get a CCW, especially in California?
Yeah, well, 3 points come to mind. The legal ability to carry, the reduced criminal liability.
Yeah.
And that goes into the most important part, in my opinion, is legal education. Actually understanding how to carry, where to carry, how to manipulate your firearm, statistics when it comes to carrying, and like knowledge is power, right? Yeah. And so protecting yourself in multiple ways than just carrying a loaded firearm. It's legal knowledge of carrying in the state that you're in. So it's those three things that really tie into legal education on carrying a loaded firearm in public. So.
Yeah. Well, we've all, oh my gosh, you've seen those cases where the person in the right will shoot somebody or get into a shootout with somebody, and they're in court just as long as the other person is. Sometimes they even go to jail. I saw this one down in LA County. Someone was like on their they had like a couple properties. Like, these people are pretty wealthy. Yes. And firearm got pulled, shots were fired, and that person had to defend himself in court just as much as the other person. Yes. And I think the DA was even trying to defend the guy that was attacking his and pulled the gun on them. Yeah. And it wasn't his gun. It was a ghost gun. Major felonies, but the other guy had to show up to court for 6 months too. I think probably $100,000 in lawyer fees. Yep. But I mean, he had a CCW too. But like you said, you have to know when you draw that gun what you have to be knowledgeable on and limitations. And mental preparation. Yeah. Right? Like mentally preparing, knowing that you're going to court, knowing what's going to come, and confidence comes in preparation, right? Yeah. And so that's not only preparing with using your firearm, it's knowing the law around the parameters of using your firearm. A lot of people that carry or even own guns think it's still the 80s or the 70s. It's just slanging it, hanging out. Somebody's on my property. I'm gonna, I'm gonna go get them. Drawing it in the parking lot. You're like, dude, you can't just brandish like. Oh yeah, there's. I learned that's not how it is. Of course. Yeah, that's not how it is. Yeah. And so preparation, mental preparation, physical preparation. That's really what it comes down to when it comes to, learning Yeah.
But law, basically. You're trying to understand as much as you can about the law as an attorney would in this subject as an expert.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do, and that's what you need to strive for.
Yeah. Because you get in a lot of trouble too.
100%.
Just because it's legal, you got your license, that's get some serious trouble.
Just because you have a license doesn't mean that any shooting is a justifiable shooting.
Yeah.
And that's where education comes in, and that's why we at Ironsight Concepts, my partners and I, we don't do online trainings. We do interactive trainings. We want people there. If you're going to spend $200 to $300 on a CCW course to carry a loaded firearm in public, then you should hold yourself to a high standard, and you should want to get all the bang for your buck. You should want to squeeze as much training out of that as possible to protect yourself and to be better with carrying a gun.
Yeah.
So we want students that want to give up 16 hours, 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday, and make it their priority. Like, I'm paying for this, and you're getting really good education with active law enforcement, military, medical professionals is the kind of education that you're getting, and we're giving you everything that we have.
Okay.
We want you to be there. We want you to raise your hand. We want you to see these videos. We want you to ask questions. We want students that want to do a 16-hour course, and not an online course, right? Everybody we know, what's the expression? Everybody pays for convenience.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
When it comes to carrying a loaded firearm in public,
what you pay for now. I mean, that's everybody wants the quick, $100 free course. It's
exactly.
Like, nah, those are everywhere. Oh, here's a $49.99 course on how to. It's like, nah, this isn't one of those situations.
Exactly. When it comes to carrying a loaded firearm in public, we don't want convenience. We don't want, or at least, we entertain the students that are willing to shoot in the heat, shoot in the rain.
Yeah.
Set 16 hours.
That's where it might actually happen.
Exactly. Set 16 hours aside, and maybe even try to put in 18 hours.
Yeah.
Those are the type of students we want coming through Ironsight Concepts. And we offer, no matter where you stand on firearms, we're able to train you, right? Whether you just bought your first gun and you maybe took it shooting once, or you're an advanced shooter, you do shooting competitions, whatever the case may be, wherever you stand on shooting firearms, specifically pistols, is we're able to approach any of those people. Yeah. Eventually, we're going to offer advanced courses, but for right now, it's initial CCWs, 18-hour course. 16-hour courses, and then which
is standard, right? 16 hours, because at other places I've seen shooting ranges around town, like that, I think that's pretty typical. That's not like, because somebody might go 16 hours. That's pretty typical though, right? Yeah. Well,
the reason for it, it's legally it has to be 16 hours in the state of California.
Yeah. So you're not asking like way more.
No.
When people look into who've never, maybe this is their first time.
Yes.
They're like 16 hours. That's 8 hours. Like, no, that's what you have to do.
Exactly.
Anywhere you go, this isn't, you're not like putting extra on the person. If anything, they're just getting more out of that day.
It used to be 8 hours for an initial and 4 hours for a renewal.
That's right.
A few years ago that changed. 16 hours for an initial, 8 hours for a renewal. And I can't say I disagree with it. I like it because you only have to renew, every 2 years?
Yeah.
And
you do learn things every time because it's been a while.
You'll
see something in the news, and when you're in person, I always bring it up like, hey, in this situation, what could have been done? And we talk about it for 15 minutes, and I'm like, okay, if that ever happens to me,
I
know that this is how you stay out of jail.
Yep.
And this is how you go home, because you're not going to get that online though.
Yep. And that's the interactive part.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you said. You're not going to get that online.
Yeah.
That's why we want people, when they're getting even their renewals and their legal updates, there are a lot of carriers that have CCWs. They don't shoot until they have to requalify and recertify when their 2 years is up.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. I mean, at least in my experience, it's a fact. There are many people that they just don't shoot.
I did that for a while, and finally I was like, I told my wife we have to dedicate 1 to 2 weekends, or sometime in the week we have to go shooting.
Yep.
And even that's not enough,
Yeah, I would say at least once a month
Yeah.
for people. And that's something we're going to offer eventually. But right now we're trying to get people's foot in the door. We're trying to get people renewed. And then, we're trying to send home like the urgency of training and continuous training and getting your legal updates. You got to keep up with California law. It's forever changing.
Yeah, it changes all the time, man.
Forever changing and moving around. It's hard to keep up with, even in law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So just throwing out some of the things that we offer, and like the clientele that we're looking for are people that take it serious.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have between my head instructor and I, we have over 30 years of law enforcement experience.
Yeah.
And then our medic that's on scene for our range day outside of the classroom is one of the best medics in the Central Valley. And he even goes over, packing yourself a kit and some stuff like that. That was one of my
questions. I was like, wait, medics? I was like, how many people you got out there teaching different things?
Yeah. So for range staff, it's essentially it's me and my partner, Shant Shaklanian, and we're the head instructors. We spearhead the program. Mm-hmm. But when we have more people on the range, we're going to have our military personnel and other law enforcement. And we're talking, other SWAT operators, people that have real life experience and they're still doing it. Yeah. Right. Real life. They're currently range masters, they're SWAT operators, they're patrolmen, they're doing it. So that's the kind of staff that we have on our range. And that's why we take it serious. I don't want somebody taking an online course showing up to shoot for 20 minutes. Yeah. Hit their target and call it a day.
Yeah. And it's cool though that you're not you're not retired. You're still active. You see what's going on. You have a long history. These guys have they've seen scenarios. Mm-hmm. So that's because even when I remember watching some of those videos and thinking, oh my God, there's so many different scenarios.
Yep.
Times you can draw your gun, times you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing some of these scenarios where I thought I would know it.
Yeah.
And I remember me and you talking a long time ago too. Like, what would you do if you're in the mall or you're here or you're there and you draw your gun and this guy's, and I was like, oh, I would draw, and you're like, no, there's people behind him. You can't just draw in an open. I was like, oh, I failed that.
Yep.
Like I thought I knew it all too. I was like, I'm pretty knowledgeable. Like I failed half of those scenarios.
Yeah.
Where I would have went to jail definitely that day for putting other people in danger. I was like, wow, there's a lot more to this than I thought. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
And we try to make it a comfortable environment. And we've been told it's a very comfortable environment for people to ask questions. Yeah. Give a scenario. Maybe you just saw something online the other day, or maybe you
which is every day.
Which is every day, yeah. Right? You saw every a video and your algorithm feeds you a bunch of shooting videos. Yeah.
Is he going to jail? It's like, well, let's break it down.
Let's see
where he went
exactly.
wrong on this.
But we want people to ask that kind of stuff in class. Mm-hmm. Hey, I just saw a video. There's no stupid questions. We're about to give you a certificate to go carry a loaded firearm in public. There are no stupid questions, right? Yeah. So that's what our class is about, even on the range and in the classroom setting. Those are the questions that we want our students to ask, ISC staff, essentially. Very... And I'm beating a dead horse, but very open forum, interactive type of class.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for something like that, I don't think you could ever do something online. It's like you said, you got all these different people out there. Even just showing somebody in person, you're holding your gun wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you drew that. I don't like the way you put your finger, like you're pointing at me, like quit pointing at this guy's toe, like just all these little things, especially for people who might be nervous. Mm-hmm. Online, I don't think could ever, because even years ago, my first time handling firearms and going out to like some of your trainings and meeting these other guys, it's like they stand different. They hold their gun different. Mm-hmm. They're leaning forward. I'm leaning back. I was like, oh my God, I'm over here thinking I've seen all the movies in the world. I know how to shoot a gun.
Exactly.
And then I'm out here with guys that know how, and I'm like, I'm going to learn today. And I actually got a lot of confidence out of that.
That's it. Yeah. That's what we're looking for. I got
a lot of confidence.
That's what we're looking for right there is like building confidence, right? With knowledge, preparation, with those come confidence.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for, is confident people. And another thing that it's
because you're going to be you might be a little timid the first day.
Yeah.
But by the end, like, the guns aren't that scary. I always tell people, like, even like people who've never owned a gun, but during COVID, we had a lot of friends asking us, like, where'd you guys get your gun?
Yeah.
Do you guys carry, like, what's your favorite? And I was like, whoa, everyone's interested now. Even one of my buddies that lived in LA at that time, he was like, the gun stores in the morning, man, looked like an Apple store, like a new product came out. He was like, the line was around the corner.
Yeah.
No one even knew what they were buying.
I remember
They were just like, give me a 380, give me a 9, like whatever you have left.
Yep.
I need. COVID woke everybody.
I remember that.
Scary, man.
And then you mentioned it. So statistically, there are, and I'm not going to ask and quiz you, but I forget if it's a 20, somewhere around, don't quote me on the year, but 2023, a few years ago, in America, the death caused by vehicle was 50,000. Death caused by firearm was 30,000.
Yeah.
Right. That's
those are pretty damn close to each other. Those aren't
close
too far
to
off.
each other, but vehicle leads for sure.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, would you want, when people they pay for convenience, would you rather your kid take an online driving course and then they get their license and they're free to just drive? Or would you rather, would you rather
even one of those little fake ones? It's like, no, this ain't the real thing, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A simulator.
Yeah, simulators. It's like, no, we gotta go. So you need to feel. I need you to be nervous on the road right now.
Exactly.
I need you looking. I need you listening. You know, I need to make sure that you're not texting. Yeah, those simulators. Which I mean, some of those simulators are pretty cool though too. Like
they do a great job.
Yeah, one of my buddies let me check out one at a school for like police academy training.
Yeah.
I was like,
I've been in one.
I was like, I was like, dude, my palms were sweating.
Yeah, but
these guys
those
were
are like
popping out of
$5 million
nowhere.
simulators.
Yeah, it had like 10 screens on it.
Yes.
And the guys would pop out, and I kept accidentally shooting the people. I was like, oh, damn. He's like, yeah, you just went to jail. Like, you shot that lady.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm nervous right now. He was like, well, you do this 10 times, though. And then you go shooting, and you come back in here and train, and then you do real-life scenarios. He's like, this is why a lot of kids are going through this training before they go to the academy.
Yep.
And I was like, that makes total sense. Because just the video games, man, I was like... I was shooting all the wrong things, drawing at the wrong time. The guy was running at me, and I'd shoot him. He was like, "No, you can't." He only had pepper spray, bro. You can't shoot him. Like, and I was like, "Dude, there's a lot more to this than I thought." I was like, "I thought I knew it all." I was like, "I'm doing terrible at this right now."
That's what we're going for. Yeah. Exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna be that guy in court. Like, damn, I should have went and did a class.
Yeah,
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what it's about. That's how it got started. That's like the passion behind it.
Yeah,
and.
Well, I'm sure you've seen cases where you're like, that person made a mistake, which probably shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, in one way or another. You could tell when when their ego gets in the way, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the law, it's black and white. But you can tell when someone's ego gets in the way. You can also tell when there's lack of training.
Yeah.
And those two things, even for cops, are a big deal, but it's on you, right? Cops are only supposed to shoot however often that their agency or the state tells them they have to go shooting. And same with civilians. You get a CCW and you only have to shoot once every 2 years. I don't think it's sufficient enough. I think you should take it upon yourself to continuously go shooting, whether it's once a month, once every 3 months, twice a year, not every 2 years when you're shooting. And when you do go shoot, if it's only twice a year, you should be pushing yourself. Yeah. You should be pushing yourself as much as possible.
And it actually makes a pretty good date too, just to get out of the house with the wife and go shooting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
my wife loves it now. She's like, I want to go shoot every other Thursday. I'm like, all right, let's go shoot.
Yeah, it's
make a day of it.
Once you already have your guns, it's a less expensive hobby. But if you're collecting guns, it can get up there.
Yeah.
But
try to keep it basic for a while. Try not to get all the sights and all the crazy stuff.
The other thing that you mentioned was you were talking about a kidnapping.
Yeah, I remember. So I just renewed my CCW, and I was driving near the 41, and there was like all these little things out, and I was like, what happened? Like all like these little signs, and that I forget what that restaurant is, but the restaurant was closed, and I was like, damn, what happened? My algorithm picked up, and like a week later, I'm on Google, and it was like somebody at that restaurant was a lady was kidnapped by a stalker, broad daylight, 3 in the afternoon, because it was like a breakfast place, so they close at like 3 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And so she walks outside, the guy's standing out there, the trunk is open. He runs after her, grabs her, starts hitting her, starts shoving her in the trunk. 3 guys run out and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a gun, or he had something in his hand, they said. And that stuck with me. I was like, I pass by here all the time. I was like, this is crazy. And then during COVID, at a gas station, broad daylight, 2 guys walk up, hit a pregnant lady over the head, take her car. They didn't get very far. And someone called it in, and they caught the guys like 2 miles down the road. But I was like, told my wife, I was like, you're getting your, because only I had my CCW. And I told my wife, I was like, you're getting your CCW too. I was like, you're going to go shooting. We're going to, and which she didn't mind. Like, she liked it anyway. So she was like, yeah, I'm going to get my CCW. Yeah. And then I wanted her to go because I learned a lot. And I kind of wanted to see, like, if she would fail the same questions I did. She actually did better than me. Yeah. And they were like, what do you do in this scenario? And she was like, well, I do this, that, and, you know, don't draw until there's a and they were like, yep. I was like, damn, I failed that one. I was just drawing my gun every time. And they're like, no, you can't do that every time. And I was like, yeah, you have to do these. Draw. Yeah, just everything. You know, someone puts their hands up at me, I'm just like, whoa, draw. Yeah. Like, you can't brandish your gun in public whenever you want. I was like, oh, damn.
That's another good one. The kidnapping that you were talking about, and then the other pregnant lady got hit over the head, and so on and so forth. It's like, statistically, who is, you know, falling victim to random acts of violence? Women. Yeah. Who are?
I see more women getting their CCWs today.
Good.
A lot more women. Good. Like as soon as she got hers, all her friends were asking about it.
Yeah. Good. Who's with your kids right now?
Her.
Your wife.
My wife.
Exactly. Yep. Same here.
Yep.
And so, you know, we're these protector, provider, macho men that we do kickboxing and boxing and jiu-jitsu and wrestling, and we get our CCWs and we buy guns and ammo and we go shoot it and all that. Our wives are with our kids. When it happens,
we're not there.
Yes. Yeah. Our wives are with our kids right now, so I appreciate seeing women.
That's a good point.
Training and getting their CCWs. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, even on Instagram, you see all these women like training, doing the rifle shooting, doing competition.
Yes.
You see a lot of that stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
And I think I would hope that the more you see that, especially like with all, like my wife and I were talking about, like, we have like a little family channel page, and we're always talking about like, should we have our kids on the internet and all this stuff? You know, people are weird. And I was like, well, as long as every other post, or at least every 5 or 6 rows, is us shooting a gun, I'm pretty sure those people are going to go away. Because usually those people are cowards.
Yeah, it helps.
You know what I mean? But
or like, it could help, yeah.
Yeah. And so then that was my justification. You know, I was like, well, if they see, if I'm a coward, if I'm a criminal looking for stuff like that, easy targets, and I go down somebody's page and there's the man present, the mom knows how to handle a gun, I'm going to be like, I'm going to go to the next page.
Exactly.
I'm not going to mess with these people.
Yeah, you don't want that smoke.
I'm not breaking into that house.
Yeah, you don't want that smoke.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's just my thinking. Maybe I'm just justifying it in my head.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you see those, you ever seen that really weird interview where that one pedophile, he's been in prison for years, and they interview him, like a psychologist goes in and goes like, what do you look for? You know, when you're luring in these boys.
Yes, body language.
Yeah.
And lack of male presence. And
the main one, he said, he goes, well, the first thing I look for because I think he was like a coach or something.
Okay, I remember this.
And he goes, the first thing I look for is there a dad present? He goes, because if the kid has a dad, I stay away from that. I don't need this guy knocking my teeth out or, you know, all that stuff. And they go, what's the second thing? He goes, well, and then the second thing is his confidence, or, you know, and then there's like all these other little things.
That's wild.
But the number one thing was, he goes, I've never tried to lure in a kid that has a dad. He goes, as soon as I see the dad at practice, I go, never mind. Yep. I'm not getting my teeth kicked in by that guy.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I saw the same
But like
interview.
you said, but if it's only the wife,
yeah,
these guys are they're weirdos.
Yep.
Yeah, they know what they're preying on.
100%.
They don't want to fight. They just want to get in and out.
And for a lot of people, it's a good idea. You know, it's a strong idea. I want to get a CCW. Mm-hmm. It's time to get a gun. Yeah. Charlie Kirk just got assassinated. I better get my CCW. Though you're less likely going to be assassinated like Charlie Kirk, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, you know, it takes these tragic events to happen. Or somebody was just kidnapped the other day down the street in broad daylight. Some pregnant lady was, you know, whatever it is, right? Yeah. Somebody was victimized. Oh my gosh, did you see it on the news? It happened not too far from us. I better get a CCW. I want to get a gun.
Yeah.
And then at a family function or
great advertising though, you know.
Yeah, but the point is it's an idea for a lot of people, but it's not a priority. Yeah. Right? It's a really good idea but not a priority, and it's 16 hours. I planned on doing this weekend. You know, I could always reschedule, get a CCW down the road. Just not this weekend. Yeah. And then not next weekend either, because I'm kind of wanted to do this. 16 hours is a lot to ask of people. A lot to ask. You know, so you have to commit. Yeah. Mentally, financially, spiritually, like you have to commit to this. Yeah. Because it's not just going to a CCW class and here you go, you can go carry a gun. You have to buy a gun, right? And you have to be eligible to buy a gun. You can't be a convicted felon, or, you know, there's certain misdemeanor crimes that you can't. So you have to buy a gun, and then you have to apply through the sheriff's office, through your county, at least most of them here in the Central Valley, for your CCW. And part of that application,
which isn't crazy hard, but it's not. It's time consuming.
Yeah,
you know?
But there's a background check. Yeah. You know, a lot of people will go spend $300 on a CCW course and not realize that there's a background course and a live scan that they don't qualify. Yeah. And so you got to, you know, talk to somebody and consult with somebody like, hey, do I qualify to get a CCW? But these things take time and it costs money, right? Applying or going to a gun shop, talking to somebody to buy a gun, picking a caliber gun, picking the size of the gun, the holster. Do I want to carry 3 o'clock or appendix? Watching a million YouTube videos, and then you finally decide and you figure it out. And then you go.
It's addicting though. You start getting into it.
It's so addicting.
It's addicting.
It's so addicting. And then you finally go shoot, and you're getting good at shooting. All right. I gone shooting a couple times. I want to get better, and I want to carry. Yeah. You know, and then you have to, like I said, apply, right? You got to submit an application. You got to pay for a live scan. You got to pay for a CCW class at ISC, of course, and you have to pay for the background check and processing. You know, there's also, and then you have to play a waiting game. Yeah. So it's you have to commit.
Oh, you have to hope that your county even allows you to get it.
True.
And you have to hope, because there's some places in California where you can't carry.
That's true.
And I learned that years ago. I think we went to, right around COVID, everything was really cheap, so we went to San Francisco, want to take the kids up there.
Oh, yeah, no.
Everything was shut down anyway, so it didn't matter. I was like, wow, everything is literally gone. But I learned you can't carry in that county. Right. I was like, my CCW, I thought I could, I'm in California. And one of my buddies was like, no, you can't carry anywhere you want. I was like,
it's
another learning experience.
It's changed a little bit.
Oh, has it?
Yes. But it's, again, it's constantly changing. This is something
probably because crime was so bad. They were like, we got to change this stuff up a little for business owners and other people.
Exactly. Yeah. And so
no one's going to want to come here anymore if we don't.
Yes. But, you know, Senate Bill 2, we call it SB 2, applies to cops. But that's another legal update. If you just recently renewed your CCW or recently got a CCW, whoever you got it through went over SB 2. It's a California Senate bill that passed. But it also affects CCW carriers because you can no longer carry. There's many places you cannot carry per SB 2.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You can't carry anywhere children are present.
Right.
Including parks and playgrounds.
Libraries, just all like a whole bunch of, there's like a list of things.
Yes. Restaurants that serve alcohol, whether you're drinking or not. Yeah. So essentially target rich environments, you're not allowed to carry in. Yeah. Or at, I should say. And that's a topic for another 40-minute discussion. Yeah. But
which is so, I don't understand that. you would think that those would be the places to carry.
Yes.
Because if I'm a bad guy, I'm a weirdo,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to the place that says gun-free zone park.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to go, oh, these are law-abiding citizens. Everyone's guns are in the car.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm going to rob. This is where I'm going to steal. This is where I'm going to try to snatch a kid up. And
Yep.
I always tell people, do you think the criminals see that and go, oh, better not go in here with my gun?
Yes, I would rather.
That's where they're going.
Yep.
What? Like, that bill makes no sense to me.
Yeah. If word got out that every teacher in California at any grade, any school is allowed to carry loaded firearms.
Yep.
I think people would think twice.
Yep.
About going into a school, with a gun, with the intent to harm children.
Yeah.
I would rather have good guys with guns, law-abiding citizens that have been through the proper training, proper background checks, all these things, be carrying at a place that my wife is with my kids. For example, John's Incredible Pizza, Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah. Because you can't rely on the security guards. You can't rely on. You just can't.
Target-rich environment.
Yeah.
And I want to know that there's good people walking around with guns.
Yeah.
Not just off-duty cops.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, we can't just depend on off-duty cops to be everywhere concealing.
Yeah.
I want good human beings that are not cops having loaded firearms to. The only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Go watch any basic cowboy movie.
Yeah, exactly.
They stay away from the bars where the good guys are.
Exactly.
They go, I'm going to get my ass handed to me in here. Let me go rob these folks down the street. And then the sheriff guys chase them. It's like, dude, common sense, you would think. But I do remember hearing that and thinking, that's why. I thought it was going to be the opposite when I first started reading it. Mm-hmm. I thought they were going to say, oh, now you can carry here and there. Because, I mean, I know guys that moved away from L.A. Mm-hmm. They switched jobs. They were like, dude, L.A.'s crazy. Mm-hmm. They were like, we have like an armed security guard in the parking lot now. When the gate's closing behind us, they have to watch because people will run in and rob you.
Yeah.
Gunpoint in your car because they know, oh, I'm stuck in my car.
Out of control.
Yeah. And when I saw that pass, I was like, I thought the opposite was going to come out. I thought they were going to kind of relax a little bit and say, oh, hey, you can carry on school zones now, and people will get weirded out by that. But I remember talking to a friend of a family member years ago, and we were debating about this. No, you shouldn't be able to carry here. Shouldn't be able to carry there. Your gun shouldn't be. And what type of person? I go, I carry. Mm-hmm. You don't want me if this psycho starts shooting in the parking lot or whatever it is. I go, am I a bad person?
Right.
I was like, I have to. I was like, you have to do like a background check and you have to go do classes, and I can't just go buy a gun and walk around. I was like, there's not just going to be random guys, random women walking around. I was like, no, like people with CCWs are some of like the most patriotic, respectable, like they're not running around like idiots. You can't go to bars and drink with the CCW. You can't do certain things with the CCW.
Yep.
You are now on a higher standard because you are more liable now. And like the court system looks at you like you have a responsibility now, not like an officer, but like you don't get to just carry that gun.
You should be,
and you get more trouble if you do the wrong thing.
If you have a CCW and you use it to defend yourself or somebody else, right? To essentially to save somebody's life, you are held to a higher standard. Yeah, and court is going to look very similar as it would for a cop that used their firearm. Yeah, just throwing that out there. Yeah, that's what it's going to look like for you. So. Again, education, knowledge on these things, on the law, scenarios, case law, very, very important for people that are going to be carrying because of exactly what you just said. Yeah. But those are the people you want. If something happens, they know the rules, they know the laws, they've been training. They're not going to fire into a crowd. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. Yeah. Well, you want the people that train. Yeah. Not just have a CCW. Yeah. And again, that's why we're going to offer, continuous training for people because I don't know if you've heard this expression, but Many people, especially men, feel that they're going to arise to the occasion.
Dude, I think about it all the time.
When in fact,
it's so stupid.
they fall to their level of training.
Yeah.
Right? That's what happens all the time. You
Yeah.
believe you're going to rise to the occasion when you fall to your level of training. And how much are you training?
Yeah.
What conditions are you training in? The people that are continuously pushing themselves, those are the ones that you want there when it hits the fan.
Yeah.
Not the ones that are just renewing and going through the motions. Now, you can mentally train. Their life gets busy.
Yeah.
I don't shoot as much as I want to, and I'm a gun guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like my life essentially, revolves around firearms. And I still don't shoot as much as I want to.
Yeah.
But you could get mental preparation. You could do dry firing, dry draws in a very safe way. You could get that done in 10 minutes, 10 minutes a day. There's all kinds of little tricks and stuff that you can do. Mental exercise, muscle memory exercises and stuff. You don't have to go to the range, but the continuous mental, physical training is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
That's who I want responding if I'm an hour away at work while my kids are at school and something happens, whether it's a cop or a civilian with a CCW.
Yeah.
That's who I want responding.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny if these windows were open. Once in a while, I'd hope somebody wouldn't see me because behind you, I did have on the wall one of those little dry fire electronic things.
Yeah.
Dude, those are
cool.
Those are dope.
With the laser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put the little laser, you put the thing inside the barrel.
That's perfect.
Yeah. You put the little thing inside the barrel.
Yep.
And I would just be sitting in here making phone calls, and I would just put it back.
Yeah.
And I actually, what's funny though about that, I actually learned where I liked my gun. Because I had it more centered, but that I learned I kind of liked it right here because I was grabbing it. I was getting stuck on my shirt.
Yes,
and
this is what I'm talking about.
And then I learned, and then like you said, you start going down YouTube and you start getting addicted.
Yeah.
And then you start learning things like pull your shirt first.
Yeah.
Don't thumb your shirt and then you drop it. And I was like, dude.
Or how to cant your gun if you're carrying appendix, and what feels better when you're sitting, and then when you stand, where's it going to be sitting, and
all that.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm talking about.
Because of course, especially as men, I'm sure when you first became an officer or got your CCW, you're just like, it's going to go down today.
I was Jason Bourne.
And it never does.
Yes. Yeah, when I first got my CCW.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, when I first got my CCW, I was Jason Bourne. And then when I became a cop, I was John Wick. You know? So
I can already imagine. Like, I'll be at a stoplight and I'm just like looking around and I'm like, I'll start thinking of scenarios in my head. I'm like, oh my God, dude, you're a psycho. Relax. And then like, I just want to save someone because I have a gun now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and let me elaborate. Once I actually got some experience as a cop, I was quickly humbled and realized, I'm not.
We all
John
need to be
Wick,
humbled because else you're going to be thinking like me at stoplights, and it's like, dude, chill, relax, dude. You have to draw that gun, you're going to be shaking.
Yes,
if you have to fire that gun in public, you're going to be like, oh damn, what did I just do?
Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild ride. But what else do we have?
Well, I was going to ask. So times when you say 16 hours. 8 hours? Are they broken up into 4 hours? Or how are your times set for those 16 hours? Because I'm sure some people are thinking, I'm not doing 16 hours for a whole day.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I should have clarified.
Because one of our friends actually asked us that one time, and we were like, no, you're not out there for 16. You're crazy.
Yes,
what?
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Because somebody's asked me that before. 2 8-hour days.
Yeah.
And I typically do a Saturday and a Sunday. Just because I feel like that's when most people are off. Of course, there are people that like schedule
8 a.m.
doesn't
to 4
work.
or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. We try to shoot for 8 to 4 each day, and sometimes
it goes by quick too.
It goes by quick.
It goes by fast,
especially if it's interesting.
Leave there and I'm like, I have more questions. Can I get your number? Like,
exactly.
I get home and I'm like, oh man, I got so many more questions. I can think about.
And that's what we want. Those are the students that we want. Here's our number. If you have questions, you have a scenario, don't call it weird hours.
Yeah.
But give us a call, shoot a text message, and we'll try to respond when and where we can to help you.
Yeah.
With that.
Now you got me just constantly sending you Instagrams. What should I do in this situation?
What would you do? Yeah.
It's like, dude, first of all, that's not going to happen. Chill.
That's in Brazil. Relax.
Yeah, relax. Like somewhere in LA County or
Yeah.
But you do see, I talk to cops here in the Central Valley all the time. They're like, dude, a lot of the stuff doesn't even hit the news. There's just so much stuff happening.
It's too much.
All the time.
It's too much to cover.
I was like, whoa. And they're like, that's why you should get a CCW so that legally you can protect yourself. Because I think, what's that statistic? Like every like 36 seconds, there's a crime or somebody's being beaten over the head with something, like every in the country.
Yeah.
Every 36 seconds, like there's a crime happening to somebody.
Yeah, and people think because they live in a certain city or a certain town or a certain gated community that they're going to be they're just not in a rush, right? And it's like, if you're okay with firearms and you think you want a CCW, go get a CCW.
Yeah.
Go get it. You know, if you already own a pistol and you're exercising your Second Amendment right, we'll go carry it legally, right? Like, go get a CCW so you can legally carry that gun.
Yeah.
And instead of just thinking about it and talking about it when you're having a couple of drinks with some people because it's a good conversation to have, just do it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Those two Saturdays, man, they go by so fast.
Yeah.
And once you get out there, and I think everybody should do it with their spouse. Seriously, like, a lot of women, it might seem weird. My wife's a little bit different. Like, she's always liked guns and stuff. But even, like, certain things like shooting rifles, she was like, oh, I don't know about this. She actually likes rifles better than pistols now because she has more control over it. But even, like, taking some of her friends or going shooting with friends, a lot of people, once they shoot it a couple times, they're like, oh, this isn't scary.
Yes.
I thought this was. I'm like, it's your first time driving. You're going to get in and be like, oh, damn. Exactly. Then before you know it, you're not paying attention. You're texting. You're switching late. Like, you're way too comfortable. You know, and that's where you have to get the training to not get too comfortable and know your boundaries because, like we said, we are in California.
Exactly.
We have to be careful.
Yep.
You know, and so I always tell people, like, come out with us, go out to the training, you know, see the videos. Like, it's not just get out there. I'm like, I promise, like, your wife's not going to freak out. Yeah. But like you said, that's the person taking your kids to Costco. That's the person at the park by themselves. Yep. You know, it's just like, you never know where you might be, or, you know, especially for me, like, I'm all over town meeting with business owners. I'm far off the middle of nowhere, and I'm always
you're going to be the last to respond.
Yeah.
The cops are going to respond way before you.
Yeah.
But the first person that needs to respond is your wife.
Yep.
That's the only one that's able to immediately respond.
Yeah.
When they're with our kids.
Home alone, whatever. I mean, there was a video somewhere near us in one of these counties. I think the guy was a nurse or a doctor, and at like midnight, some guy just started banging on his door. Yeah. And started shooting through the door, and he ran in and grabbed his gun and started shooting back and hit the guy a couple times, and I was like, what a psycho. Yes. You just never know when and it was like a nice neighborhood. The guy, it was totally random. And he didn't know the guy, he didn't do him wrong. He just some guy on one walking through a neighborhood and just said, that's the house right now. And that doctor or the nurse said, he goes, I just changed my shifts. He goes, I wouldn't have been home. He goes, I get home late now. Usually I'm gone around this time. It would have just been my wife and my kids, and I he didn't say anything about if she knew how to shoot or not, but he didn't say she did. Yep. Do you even know where the gun's at? Do you know how to load it? Do you know how to make sure the safety's on? Like,
yep. These random acts of violence are a perfect combination, at least here in California, in my opinion, of drugs, mental health, which essentially go hand in hand, and state law. And prisons are closing, right? People are being released.
Oh, here where we're at, a lot of people were released in 2022.
It's out of control.
23. It's like, dude, did we just walk into a Batman movie? They're releasing all these people.
So your chances of being a victim of a random act of violence, I mean, if you're a California native, you know this already. So
it's I remember I always watch the debates. And there's always on YouTube, and there's always these guys, especially when I was really looking at CCWs and all this stuff and different, what's the best gun to carry, you know, all these different, you know, what's the best holster, all that stuff.
Here we go.
Yeah. And I was like, oh man, here we go. Just down a rabbit hole, man. And I remember this one, and it made a lot of sense. This one guy was debating someone at a college or something. And he said, well, he was bringing up school shootings, mass shootings, even just stuff like neighborhoods, drive-bys, all that stuff. Like, well, no one should own a gun. And he was like, because there's this many shootings a year. And I did not know this, But the other guy said, I forget what website it was, but it was on some database, FBI, something like that, GAMA, whatever that stuff is. And it was saying that almost, I think in 2023 or between certain years, over almost 500,000 people have defended themselves with a gun.
Right.
And I was thinking, I've never even heard that statistic. And then when you think about it, those are just the ones that were reported by the police.
Exactly.
Those aren't even like
the ones
these two guys showed up and I shot my gun and they left.
Yes.
It's like those weren't even reported.
Yes.
These are just the police reportings that say he shot his gun. They called the police. They said, what happened? Well, these guys tried robbing my store. They were assaulting this lady in the alley. I drew my gun. They drew there. I took a shot, and then we got out of the way or whatever it was. And those are just the ones that are reported.
Yes.
It was like 400,000.
Yep.
And I go, 400,000 lives just between those 2 years were saved just by somebody standing by having a gun.
Yes.
Not even that person or, someone was on the scene, or like you've seen the one where the guy in the church opens up a shotgun and the dude from 9 rows back just bang.
Yep.
I was like, dude, that was a crazy good shot.
Gosh,
I was like, what if he wasn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we all grew up when we were young with Columbine and, the movie shootings. Like, every time I go to a movie now, dude, it's like you're always just thinking. At least for the first couple minutes, I'm always like, oh, man.
The Batman.
Yeah.
The Batman premiere in Colorado.
Yeah, you see the school shootings, and then I saw a crazy thing the other day. They make bulletproof backpacks now for kids.
That's so sad.
Dude, they come in Dalmatian backpacks. They come in
I can't believe it's gotten there. That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, you go online they're Mario.
It's cool. We could look at it as gear guys, right? Like tactical guys.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Dude, it shouldn't have to go there.
It's dude,
we shouldn't have to be talking about bulletproof backpacks right now.
Yeah. The point that you can go on a website and there's Mario and Ninja Turtles and Dalmatians and they have a plate or some type, or the lighter material,
Yeah, like a level 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have those for kids' backpacks now. And I was like, okay, should we be okay with that, or should we get into the conversation of should teachers be able to carry?
Yes.
But then they get into the conversation of, well, no, that's not the response. I know a lot of teachers that are like, I'd carry. Mm-hmm. I already own a gun. I already go shooting. They're like, yeah, it's usually the PE coaches and stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've talked to a lot of people, and we have friends that are teachers, and they're like, yeah, we've talked about it. And they're like, yeah, I'd probably go through the training and do this and that just to have 1 or 2 guns on campus in case there's an officer way over there.
Yep.
And I'm over here and I hear something, yeah, I'm going to go probably running towards it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I tell people, people who carry, when you see the no free gun zone, it's the criminal's going to see that and not listen. They're not going to leave their gun in the car. You want the person willing to run forward and go, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Especially if my kid's at that school.
Yeah, the point you just made has been made a million times on a million different videos. And it's not even, it either makes sense to you or it doesn't compute at all.
Yeah.
It is basic math, right? Criminals commit crime, which means they don't follow law.
Yeah.
So they don't care what's a gun-free zone or not, right? They're looking for target-rich environments. Law-abiding citizens follow the law, and if you tell them not to carry there, they're not going to carry there.
Yeah.
I mean,
so now you're just sitting ducks.
It's just math.
Yeah.
It's just basic math.
Yeah.
And honestly, I politics aside, I haven't met a person that doesn't fully comprehend and understand that works, how it works, if it even works, or acknowledge that it does work.
Yeah.
No matter where they stand politically.
Yeah. It's
not even an argument. It's silly. Yeah. Is what it is.
Yeah.
But
and I've talked to, I meet dozens of new people every week, and somehow at least a couple times a week politics gets brought up, or the person will say something, or they'll ask me something, and I'll be sitting at the kitchen table with them, and they're I'll see something or they'll have the news on, or they'll say something. I'll go, how's that make you feel? Or what do you think about that?
Yeah.
And a couple of times the gun thing has been brought up. And either the husband's like, yeah, I carry, and the wife's like, oh, we go shoot, or they're like, oh, no. And I'll go, well, what if this happens? Like, you don't think you should be able to protect well, that's why you call the police. And I go, well, I work with a lot of officers. Mm-hmm. The response time, they can't be everywhere at every moment.
Yep.
You know, and then some of them actually one lady got pretty uncomfortable when I told her, I'm carrying right now. Mm-hmm. You know, she looked at me like, what? But then we talked for a couple minutes. And I think I completely changed her mind that day. Yeah. And she was like, "You do?" And I go, "Well, it's in my it's in my bag because like when I sit down, it's a little uncomfortable." But I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I carry," and I go, "My wife carries." Yep. I go, "We have friends," and she goes, she was just afraid of guns. She had like an experience as a kid. She was like the noise. She was like, I just don't like violence. I go, it's a lot more violent when someone doesn't have a gun. Mm-hmm. I know a guy that was at that garlic festival a couple years ago. Really? Nobody around had a gun. Yeah. And that person shot a couple people. Yeah. And he does carry. And he was like, I wasn't that day. Because I wasn't even near the area, but he was like, it's a lot more violent. Yeah. When there's somebody there, a good guy without a gun. Yeah. And so me and her talked for a couple minutes but like you said, it sounds weird. Well, yeah, they shouldn't be on school zones. They shouldn't be near a park. And I told her, well, what if there's a weirdo who decides to start shooting a gun or sees an enemy and they're shooting each other and I have mine? I go, I'm not a bad. She goes, well, that's you. I go, there's a lot of people like me. Yeah. And I can tell I totally changed her mind that day. And I was like, it's just conversation though. Yeah. You know, you don't want to attack people. Some people are just afraid of guns. No, yeah, and that's fine. I'll protect. Yeah. Look, if you don't like guns, if you don't carry a gun, you don't own a gun, you don't like people that like guns, that's fine. Yeah. I will still protect you and your family if I was put in a position to where I had to. Yeah. Right? You don't have to carry a gun. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like guns, right? Yeah. But don't vote against me carrying a gun. Yes. As a law, I have a clean record. You know, I train, I do all these things. Yeah. Like if I want to carry a gun, if I take my kid to the library and something happens in the parking lot or whatever that day, and everyone gets down, I have a gun. Yes. If he comes in here, he's not hurting anyone. Yes. He's getting shot. I'm going to court. You don't have to worry about it, but don't vote against it. No, I think she just never thought of it like that. Like, oh, yeah, the criminals aren't going to listen. I go, they're not going to listen. You could tell she never even really thought about that, you know? Yeah, I love that you had that conversation with her. And, like, we need more people. We need people out there having that conversation. And it's not a political thing. No. It's just a fact. It's a statistic thing. Yeah. It's a numbers thing, right? And it's like, if we could ensure and guarantee that guns could not make entry into a school zone, whether you're a cop, a CCW carrier, a criminal, if we could guarantee that, I'm all for it. Yeah. But it's impossible. Yeah. Yeah. Right? No one has a magic wand. Yeah. If we could guarantee that nobody brings a gun into a restaurant that serves alcohol or a bar or a playground or whatever, if we could guarantee that, then nobody needs to bring a gun. I'm all for it, but it can't happen. Yeah. It's impossible. Yeah. So I went to a school when I was younger and a kid did bring a 22 to school. Yeah. Like you're not, and it's like, it's not going to happen. Yeah. You know, some people are just going to do whatever they want. Not very bright. Wasn't loaded or anything, but we were like, oh, that's a gun. Yeah. Like, why do you have a revolver at school? Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, but same argument, I guess, with the we all need to turn our guns in. Mm-hmm. Same argument. I'm a law-abiding citizen, so if you force people to turn their guns in, like the whole Canada thing and other countries, the criminals aren't going to listen. Correct. They're criminals. Correct. Because that was another argument with someone I talked to years ago. Well, just nobody should have a gun. I go, but it's too late. No one's going to, well, they should have like a buyback program. I go, so me and you turn in our guns. My wife turns in her gun. Your neighbor down the street, who's a great guy, he likes to go sport hunting. He's got shotguns, handguns. It's just a little hobby he likes to do. Mm-hmm. I go, we all have to turn them in to make everyone safe. Okay, we'll listen. Is the gangbanger down the street going to turn in his gun too? Not a chance. Or should we just put on our front door unlocked every night? Yes. Like,
Door unlocked, unarmed.
Unarmed, door unlocked,
Yeah.
lots of jewelry.
Yep.
Come on in.
Yes.
But same thing with this person. It started to make sense that I didn't attack. I was like, you gotta be kidding me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you could tell that just a lot of people have never heard both sides like that.
Yeah.
Where they're like,
Yeah.
you're right. They're not gonna listen.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just armed bad people.
Yes.
Now it's like let's call the cops. It's like, well,
Yeah.
Now you gotta wait.
We just have to be patient with people.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking politically. I'm talking when it comes to firearm awareness.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be patient with people because they just don't know.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them for that. And so people like you and other people that are good with people, you're a good people person, charismatic. You can get through to people. You can build rapport, and you can kind of get them on your level and educate them.
It's really just questions too. I'll just give like in the classes, I just give them a scenario, stuff that I've learned.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, what happens if this happens? And you can tell they're like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
You can call the cops. It's going to take 12, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This person just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you don't have to do it. Like a lot of people, they argue. It doesn't have to be an argument.
Yeah.
It can be a conversation.
Yeah.
It could be an educational moment, right? Just
Yeah.
ask them, hey, do you know the statistics on this? No, I don't. Well, let me share with you. And you share it with them. And you don't have to do it in an arrogant way, which a lot of people do, right? If you love your guns, you're trying to talk to people like, no, it's me and my Second Amendment, my gun, and you're not going to take them.
Yeah. Well, why? Because America, goddamn. It's like, all right, well, that's not how you start the conversation.
Exactly. So, yeah.
I'm thinking it, but, you don't want to say it.
Yeah. Law-abiding citizens out there that are educated and that can properly, cordially educate people is the way to do it. I mean, the political commercials aren't good. It's just not going to cut it.
No, yeah.
You got to have a conversation. You got to sit down and have conversations with people. So,
but those conversations get easier, especially when you go to a CCW course. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I felt like that lady my first day. I thought I knew a lot. Mm-hmm. I thought, well, in this scenario, I've seen John Wick 30 times.
Yeah.
I've seen, I know how to draw. Even practicing in here, my little random timer thing would go off, and you have to draw like any time. Mm-hmm. Dude, I was catching my shirt. I was like, yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So like now I think I am a lot more patient when I am talking with people about certain things. I'm like, they just don't know.
Yeah.
Just like I didn't know about laws. I just assumed if a guy pulls a gun on me, one of us gets shot or I shoot him and I'm in the right. Oh yeah, I just go home. They're like, no, you go to court. No, you need a lawyer. No, you're going to be in. You have to defend yourself. I was like, oh, you don't just.
No,
the cops
it's a
like,
long road.
Here you go. Have a good day, sir. I was like, so the more I learned, I was like, I can't judge anybody because they just don't know. They've never been asked, well, what would you do if you were at the park and this happened? Do you want me with a gun or do you want that guy with a gun, or do you just want to sit here and call the cops and hopefully they're around, because they're kind of busy.
Yeah.
And when you just ask people questions, they're like, okay, yeah, good people should have guns. Well, they should do background checks. And it's like, we do.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, well, I didn't know that. And it's a learning experience.
Yeah, and of course you're going to have some that slip through the cracks.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They're you can't catch them all, right? Whether it's a teacher, a cop, or a CCW carrier, you can't. We do our best to make sure the best type of people are responsible with our children and with our freedom and with our safety. And there are some that slip through the cracks, and those are the ones that everybody likes to put a magnifying glass.
Yeah, they're in the news for 5 weeks. And it's like, oh man, one slip up, but 400, 500,000
exactly
prevented deaths. But it's like, oh man, one slip up and it's on TikTok for 3 weeks.
Exactly. And whether you're carrying, whether you're a cop or you're a civilian, you're carrying, and there's a long road ahead after being involved in a violent, situation or a critical incident. Yeah. That's why I got insurance.
Yeah. No, you have to. You have to have. Yeah, there's a lot of those insurance companies now too, especially after COVID. They were blowing up. Mm-hmm. Last question. Give me a quick walkthrough when I show up that morning, day one, because you have the EMT guys, you've got military, you're going to have more people out there all the time. Mm-hmm. like a quick rundown, like what should somebody expect? Like, are you going to starve us and like make us run through chain wires and like we don't get lunch and stuff, or like what are we doing?
Yeah, no, this is.
I'm sure a lot of people are like intimidated.
Right, yes.
Like I'm with military guys, like they're going to be mean. It's like, no, dude, like nicest people on the planet.
Yes, that's
they're going to be walking you through this the whole way. You're going to learn how to hold the gun. Like what's a day look like for someone that's really brand new to this?
No, thank you for asking, because a lot of people are
pepper spraying us.
No.
And like, draw your gun.
No, that's a good question.
All right, now draw.
Yeah. No, a lot of people are very intimidated being around cops, military, these active first responders, these gun people.
Yeah.
It's a very intimidating thing. We strive to make it not that way.
Yeah.
And so what you can expect is, you show up, classroom setting on day one is all classwork, right? And on that day, we're going to have you, leave all your firearms and everything in the car. We're going to have you guys come in. We're going to introduce the cadre, right? We all introduce ourselves and our accolades, and
not a bunch of macho dudes all trying to flex on you. Because I'm sure a lot of people think that.
Right. No, it's not.
Like when you go into a jiu-jitsu school and you're like, oh, everyone here is really nice.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we want people to be receptive, right? We want people to be relaxed, and we want them to retain what is being given to them, right? And we know we're not training SWAT operators and military spec ops people and all this stuff.
Those classes are coming. See what we can handle.
Those classes are coming. Those classes are coming. You want to push yourself after that and be like, hey, I
want to run through a little, the little fake buildings.
Yes,
and all that.
yes. So, classroom setting, interactive classroom setting. Hey guys, this is me. This is so and so. Here's so and so. And today this is what we're going to talk about. This is kind of what we have planned for the day. Have your food, your breakfast burrito in front of you on your desk. Have your coffee, your notepad. You could take pictures of important slides, that we're going over. And just at any point, if you have a question, raise your hand. Let us know. There's no stupid questions.
Which you'll hear questions throughout the day that you would have never thought to ask, and you're like, damn, I better jot that one down.
Yes.
Never even thought of that.
Yes. Yeah. Or maybe we thought about it, at the beginning of our career or before we started our career. And we're so, we're a little bit removed from that. And so, we love it. We love all the questions. The whole cadre on staff, very approachable people. Mm-hmm. And people, they start to understand that slowly but surely, as the class is going, it's kicking off. Yeah. It's not, we can laugh. We can crack jokes once in a while. It's not that serious. Yeah. Then we get on the range the second day. So after class, we give you your instructions.
So like video training and stuff too, scenario work, all that?
Yeah. So, the classroom setting is going to be going over, it's pretty much all law, right? Pretty much all law. And then in between you got some mindset stuff. And along with mindset stuff, we got graphic. You might want to edit that part out. Yeah. Along with mindset stuff, we have videos, for people to actually see real life videos. Real
things that have really happened. Security cameras, this really happened in 2018 or whatever it might be.
Whether it's a cop's body cam or a cop's dash cam on their car or somebody that recorded a civilian with a CCW that had to act. These are real videos, and we play these videos to kind of give that wow factor to our students, and then have them ask questions because you see a video.
The questions start coming when you see something. You're like, wait, so could he have done that? It's like, well,
yes,
it's what you can and can't do.
Yes, and you play one of these videos. You talk about the slides. Try to wake the class up. Play a video, and for like 7 seconds, you got everybody. You see everyone's eyes and face are just like,
yeah. Because in those videos, it does happen in 3 seconds, and you're like, "Whoa, what just happened?" It's like, "Well, that person just got shot."
And then the video's off, and there's a moment of silence where everyone's like,
"Yeah,"
and then hands start going up, and we're like, "Go ahead, go ahead," and that could be a 30-40 minute long just on one video Q&A.
Oh yeah,
and that's part of like what we're looking for. Yes, we want you to retain every slide on law and all the slides on mindset, but we talked about mindset. Now let me show you a video. Now let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Right. It gets everyone, it helps wake them up, open their eyes, and it get open forum, interactive about it. So, did you have another question on classroom setting?
I was going to say, because like there's so, like I was saying earlier, there's so, like I thought I knew all the scenarios.
Right.
There's so many, like some of those videos, you're like, I didn't even think that could happen.
And it could any day.
Like, is that legal? Is it not legal? And some of them are like really close to like almost illegal.
Yep.
And that's where I think that classroom setting, like you want to go shoot, but it's like, dude, you have to know. Because there was a couple videos where, because I don't want to give them away, but like they stuck with me forever. Like, okay, if that ever happens, you can't just draw your gun. Because if you're under a camera, you have to tell the police, like, this is what happened. They're going to be like, that's not justifiable.
Yep.
He was over there. He was yelling. He was shouting. He had a hammer. Was he running at you? Was he yelling was he going to cause harm to someone else?
Yep.
Was he like, or did you just shoot? It's like, oh, damn. And you'd be surprised some of the answers you get in some of the classrooms. Like, well, yeah, that's good. Like, no, it's not.
Yep.
Can't do that.
Exactly. And that's why we have those
and
classes
those will stick with you forever where you're like, you'll remember like, okay, don't do that.
Yep.
Don't get in trouble. Do not go chasing somebody. Yeah, there's like so many just little things you're going to learn watching those videos.
100%.
But then once you're done with that, the next day,
we tell you, bring your guns the next day to range. We tell you where the range is, and then, where we're going to meet up, and we're going to have a discussion before we start shooting, so we want you to bring your pistol or pistols and holster.
And they have to be in a box because you can't carry them yet.
Can't carry them yet. Yeah.
I've heard of a guy that showed up with one in his pen. They were like, dude,
it's true.
You don't have it yet. And I was like, no way. My friend was like, yeah. Guy showed up out there with it in his holster, was not in a box, locked up.
Yeah. So Saturday, typically we try to shoot Sunday. Saturday, when class ends, we try to explain, this is how you need to transport your gun.
Yeah.
This is how you need to show up with your gun. This is what your gun should look like.
Yeah.
Or guns.
How to legally carry it in your car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what we want to see when you have it on the table. We don't want to see loaded firearms.
Yeah. Just go in there, just point it at you and sit down.
Safety is the absolute biggest priority on the range. And so it's lots of instruction on safety, right? Making sure the firearm is safe, right? Making sure the firearm is safe constantly.
Yeah.
And then we have one of my good buddies is a medic, and he's on standby with all the gear that you need necessary. And this guy has treated, not ADW, what do you call it? Gunshot wounds, GSWs. He's treated hundreds of gunshot wounds throughout his career, hundreds. And
when you're buying all this crazy gear on Amazon for all the dads out there, he'll actually teach you like how to use it.
Yes.
How to pack a wound.
Yes. And we go over his accolades a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to give everyone a peace of mind, knowing, hey, we're out here. We practice not only safety, but in the event, in the odd event, the off chance that something was to happen, you have one of the best medics in the valley. Yes.
Yeah.
Right here.
I didn't think about that. You know what? That makes way more sense now. I've never seen a medic because you see those videos in the shooting ranges, people turn and they look at them and they're like, whoa, put your dude.
Yeah.
That
scary.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You have to have a medic out there.
Yeah, so we have our medic out there, and depending on how big the class is, we have the cadre, and we'll introduce everyone to the cadre because there could be, more people than there were for the classroom setting. Really only takes 2 for a classroom setting.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, 1 can run a classroom, right? But, you need a certain amount of range masters per certain amount of students. So depending on the size of the class, we might have a couple more people. We introduce them. We go over the ground rules. Right.
And it's cool too because like when you're out there, you're gonna get it's like one person can't see it all. So if you're over there talking, and this guy's over here going, "Hey, put your palms like this," or it's cool to have different people out there, different styles, different backgrounds, military officers. So you're getting a lot more bang for your buck than just like standing in the range and someone over in the corner yelling, "Okay, fire!" It's like you've got people walking around looking at you. Hey, spread your feet out a little bit. Hey, you're leaning back because you're talking to someone else.
Yes.
And this guy's down there like, "Am I even holding this thing right?
Yes.
Like I don't know what I'm doing."
Yep.
So that's where you get a lot more bang for your buck having all those people out there.
So Yes, and thank you. And baby steps. We start with baby steps. We go over rules, and we have our students repeat the rules back to us. The safety rules, mostly safety rules. And then we start with baby steps. We start with, warm-up drills, fundamentals, right? And we're going over the fundamentals, manipulation, mindset, so on and so forth, going over different scenarios. Right. And as the warm ups start to ramp up a little bit, ramp up, and we're working with you the entire time. Yeah. Right. It's not like
you're not getting left behind while you're doing it.
And by the end of the day, everyone's qualifying, really is what it comes down to. Yeah. Everyone's qualifying, and we send everyone home, and we'll spend an hour and a half still out there because students are sticking around wanting to work a little bit more, or they have questions, or they have a story. I tell
people it goes by fast, dude. Before you know it, it's 3 o'clock and you're like, dude, we got an hour left. Like I still got questions.
If it's a good class, it's fast. Yeah. And I mean, nobody wants to set an entire weekend aside.
Yeah. But once you start getting into it, it goes by quick, and you're like, all right, that was not hard like I thought it was going to be. Or what do you think? What's something you see people struggling with out there the most? Like whether in the classroom or out in the field, like what's one or two things, or maybe just one thing where you're like, people always seem to kind of bottom out right here, or I always see like the same mistake in certain areas. Like what would be like the most common?
Are you talking about mistake? Actually shooting?
Yeah, either shooting or in the classroom. Like what's one of the ones where you're like, man, that always happens. People always have an issue here, or you always have to correct it.
Yeah, I would say I can blanket this with saying confidence and getting in their own head, right?
Yeah, so overthinking it out there.
Lack of confidence, overthinking, not being able to get outside of their own head. Yeah, I'd say that's the biggest issue. But once you have somebody shoot 200 rounds. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That goes by quick too.
Goes by fast. Yeah. You have someone shoot 200 or 300 rounds, that starts to go away. Yeah. Right. And so the class really, here's the thing, you should already own a firearm, and you should know how to operate and fire a firearm if you're going to go to any CCW class. Yeah. A CCW class technically is not supposed to teach you how to shoot.
Yeah, it's not for the very beginner who just bought a gun.
It's not supposed to be. Yeah. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to get qualified. Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be. A lot of people show up, they've never fired a gun in their life.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But at the end of the day, whether you have a gun and you've shot it or not, we're trying to instill knowledge, power, and confidence. Yeah. With 16 hours that we pour into them, you could tell. They're walking a little bit different. They got more pep in their step after the class. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to instill confidence in our shooters and our students, because that's what I feel, in my experience, that's what they lack, or that's what most people lack when you ask what's the main problem, whether it's them actually physically shooting and not being able to get something right, or not be able to fix something, or overthinking a quiz or a test on anything. Yeah. That's what I've noticed. Yeah. That answers your question.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. That confidence is, because that's how you're going to handle your gun. I mean, because I was going to say, it actually goes with the confidence though. So one of the biggest things I notice out there is that reloading. People have a really hard time reloading.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're doing the 2, the 1, you're doing a full, or some people want to do like, you don't know how many are in the round. They just kind of play with different things. Yep. So you don't like jump the gun, little practice things like that. A quick tip, especially for women, go to a shooting range and shoot a bunch of different guns first. Don't just, this is the gun I bought, I really like it, because the first one that my wife got, her friend had. Well, we bought, and I never even shot that gun. Right. Because I know what I like.
What was it, a shield?
It was a shield. And she couldn't rack it. And I was like, this thing's really hard to rack. Like if it was wet or raining, I was like, I'm going to have a hard time racking this thing. Yep. And yeah, so then we went to the range. We shot a whole bunch of different guns, and she was like, I like the SIG. I was like, of course, you want the most expensive one.
Yeah.
I was like, that one's twice as much. Of course you want that one.
Of course. That's so funny.
And so she was like, I really like that one. I was like, of course you do.
Yeah.
And then so that, I was like, okay, for her, I was like, we kind of did that backwards. Because I had already shot, like years ago, like I had shot all my friends' guns. I knew which guns and brands I liked.
Most people do that.
Yeah.
Though, what your wife did. Most people will say, hey, I got this gun because it was recommended.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
All my friends have this gun. Well, it's because it's a cheap gun. Get a better gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no matter what the gun is or whatever it is, I hate it because of this and that.
Yeah.
I went to the range with my friends and I got to shoot this one.
Yeah.
So where do I buy one? You know?
Yeah. Or I've seen happen too, because one of her other friends couldn't rack it. I go, how can none of you guys rack these guns? When they thought about it, they were like, I was there with someone, they did it.
Yep.
I just shot it.
They need to.
And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about it till that day.
They need to fully be manipulating these guns. I like that. And I actually recommend the same thing.
Yeah.
Go to a shooting range, rent all kinds of different guns.
Yeah.
And shoot these guns, concealable guns, right? You don't want to.
Yeah.
I really like this this 1911. You know, I really like how it shoots. Well, you're not going to conceal
Desert
that.
Eagle. The Desert Eagle looks cool.
I like this Deagle. Yeah. But you're not going to be able to conceal it.
What's the one John Wick has? I want that one.
Yeah. Good luck concealing it.
Googled like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like you said, once you get out there, that it shouldn't be your first day out there. You should go with someone, go shooting, shoot a couple different guns with your friends, go to a range.
Please go
try them out. Make sure you can rack it, everything yourself.
Yes, please do some of your own research.
Yeah.
Please have, experience with the gun that you're showing up to a CCW course for. Please.
Yeah. Because if you can't rack it and you got the gun going everywhere and it's like, whoa, what's going on? It's like, I can't rack it. It's like, oh man, this isn't the gun for you. Or maybe go down a caliber or something like that.
Basically, if it's not a Glock, we're just not going to accept it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I like Springfield.
I know.
I don't know why I got addicted to Springfield years ago. But all the Glocks I want, I can't have those. So
that's true.
That's another California
a problem.
thing.
Yep, that is a problem.
Second best one for me was the Springfield. I was like, wow, this. And then you start getting into all that with guns, and you're like,
good.
wow, California is just crazy.
It's a preference, but if you train with whatever you have, whether it's a Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Glock, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Those are all reputable brands. They're reliable.
Yeah.
You train with them, that's your gun.
Yeah.
You like it, you train with it, you shoot it well, you manipulate it well, that's your gun.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who cares, that Glock is better.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, a lot of officers now are using Springfield.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Shoot, yeah, I think even certain counties, like they're all issue Springfield now.
Yeah,
I was like, oh shoot, I gotta.
Yeah, they might be tied between like Glock and Springfield. I don't know the stats,
but really, it's all like it all comes down like you were saying, like what's more comfortable. Because even certain Glocks, like people will put like the awesome thing about Glocks is that you can customize them to your hand.
Oh yeah,
they have so many different padding. Like you can, it's insane. That's why Glocks are awesome.
Absolutely,
they're like little Legos, man. You can just put anything you want on.
Yeah, it's like a Honda Civic.
Yeah, it's like an old '93 Honda. You can just do whatever you want to. Yeah. And it's like it'll fit your hand perfect.
It's fun. You could have a $500 Glock or a $1,500 Glock like that.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, shoot, man. I think that basically wraps it up. I hope that makes people feel.
I know. I feel like we went
more comfortable.
Yeah.
I hope it. I'm sure that answered a lot of questions because the things some of those things I was asking you are like those scenarios like where people get the wrong gun. I just see it happen all the time.
All the time.
And now that we go shooting quite a bit, and more people are interested, it's like I just see, like you said, the confidence. I think that is, that is the biggest thing because you can tell when people talk about guns, they get uncomfortable and it's like they go out there and shoot. I'm like, oh, it's a little loud, get good, earphones and all that. I mean, they've got so many cool ones now that like Bluetooth and all this stuff.
Yes, oh yeah.
But man, by the end of the day, people are totally different.
Yep.
Handling the gun. Once they're all closing their eyes, and then once they shoot it, they're like, oh, that wasn't bad.
Yep.
And then it just changes the conversation, changes the way people feel about them. And then after that, people are like, maybe teachers should have guns. That wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
You know, this is actually kind of fun.
It's a great thing to see that mindset transition.
Confidence.
When they
like you
walk
said.
into the classroom and when they're leaving the reins with their certificate, to see that transformation
that
is
confidence, like you said, changes. That's
it's
the
so
biggest
great.
thing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So where online, where can people find you at?
Is Ironsight Concepts LLC is the LLC.
Okay.
Right now it's just social media, ISC for Ironsight Concepts. Should be starting to spread throughout the Central Valley real soon here.
Put links down below and stuff so people can find it.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Well, and then we'll have to do like an update in a couple months, show some more footage and all that.
Yeah.
See where it's pretty much, because I'm sure it'll evolve from there. You know, as more people come in, I'm sure you'll maybe do the classes different or just see what we learn from there. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good. Thanks, dude.
Good thing it's at the end, bro.